What's going on is that people are trying to celebrate my demise, all because I recorded a song, Corn Artist, that I wrote in 2011, September 2011. They think that they're they're about to drop the bomb on me or something like that. That's not what's happening. What happened with the Move organization in Philadelphia was because of treason, because of the treasonous things that my loved ones and family members are doing, is the reason why in the 1970s the Move organization in Philadelphia had a bomb dropped on them because they are trying to sabotage my relationship and with the Most High. I'm connected to Philadelphia with Philly because Philadelphia is my child from a past life as I was Cleopatra, and a lot of people are because my grandparents and my parents were hated on so much they didn't know what else to do but to opt themselves, which ultimately resulted into me having those same behaviors and opting myself. And so what they're trying to make it seem like is because I'm a star, STAR, they're trying to make it seem like I'm a rat or ATS, rats, because I'm telling the truth what's going on. And they think that, you know, it's tolerable that I'm not able to create music, sick. I'm not able, I am going to create music. I am going to make art and I'm going to come from my heart energy. And they're making it seem like because of it, that people can be sacrificed to my family. And that's not what's going to happen. They're trying to sack me, Seth Abel Cain me. Um, I realized a lot of these bridges in the city and all around the world were formed just for me. They had the Robert Clemente bridge backed up. I told you all how Aaliyah and Robert Clemente, they have the word ARRA in her name connected to Raw. You know, Andy Warhol, that's connected to August Wilson. They have the same initials. They're both artists that my father is connected to. My father, who's an artist, and there's a lot of con things going on. And I realized just, with my song being called Con Artist that I recorded, it has Congos in it. We know about the Congo, the heart of Africa, and the Dominican Republic, and what happened there when the people there were forced to do labor, slave labor, and go through colonization, and their gold was being taken out of it. And now, so-called Irish people are celebrating St. Patrick's Day, which is my birthday. So they think because I'm doing a bar, which is 4 counts, which is connected to the Most High, that they could try to take the gold from me, that they could take the gold out of Africa from my heart. They think that they can mine me. And what I'm dealing with right now is just a lot of treacherous things. I'm in the garden. I just left a garage where I made the music in. So there's a lot of gar spells, like I said, Genesis and Revelations. And I'm coming here so I could talk about what I'm doing, how they're trying to use okay, creation, recording a song against me, and how, people have just been against me before I was even born because my energy keeps on reincarnated. And they think because I'm supposed to be veiled, I'm supposed to be the most meekest, I'm supposed to be the humblest. And the bride of Christ isn't supposed to admit that. It isn't supposed to be veiled. I was born a Muslim, like music, and I'm not in the best place that I should be in life. And they're trying to make it seem like they can try to diss me because maybe I didn't do a one take wonder. I made multiple tracks. I've sung 4 tracks, so they're trying to do this like 4-leaf clover spell and trying to pluck me and have these lucky spells and stuff like that. I've had a lot of people doing witchcraft on me. I don't even want to acknowledge them to do witchcraft on me for years with people named Lucky in person. The Par King, Par has rap in it. Par is also parent. Par is also parsley. Par is also parents, like I said, and partner. And people try to do a lot of part king of all kings spells on me. And that's something that I've experienced that I'll divulge into more and talk about what I've experiencing. I just realized just talking to people, whether it be them speaking freely, whether I'm driving with them or walking with them or just around them, when I'm in public transportation, the things that they say and me just listening to it has reactions on where I'm going. Like, for instance, I was just on a Martin Luther King busway on my way back from the studio, got dropped off, rode past a Liberty Bonds bell. I told you about Liberty, about how it's connected to Will and Penn and Neptune, and rode past the Greyhound, which is in a slave ship, probably due to my part of me just getting on it, okay, and trying to ex- leave Pittsburgh and go to another place, such as I was trying to go to Motown, Detroit. We know most connected to Mars. It's Martian area. It's connected to Maurice. They call it Motown. They call it the Motor City. Like I said, the Most High is atom and deals with motor and deals with Automo, and that connects to audio. And I just made an audio recording. Okay, that's AR, and an audio with the audio producer, PA, and an audio engineer, AE. So they're trying to do spells and everything like that. But if I live in fear, essence, life, you know what I mean, that would give them power. I'm very I don't want to be too irritated. I'm I'm a sentient. I'm very sensitive. I pick up on people's energies. I'm very sensitive. But one thing about me is I am not afraid of um, cowards. And even though I just walked on cement, WOC, they're trying to get the cow. And they're always trying to do these spells on me when it comes to me asking for money. Ask for money. They're trying to trademark me on any means that I try to make money, whether it's a certain day, whether it's a certain time of the day, whether it's a person calling me or texting me. Everyone who's texting me, calling me, even commenting, and even liking, been told what exactly to do and what to say. And I truly believe, okay, we have the word believe, which is connected to Pisces. Then we have relief, believe, okay, and relief, okay, blue belief, red belief. They're trying. I know there's been a lot of cops riding around today because it's an event. And the song I wrote is connected to my heart, is connected to my first, middle, and last love in all my lifetimes, just connecting to the universe because that is my love. And they want to say you all the time. In the galaxy, I am that gal into earth, to EARTH. And they're EARTH links, earthlings, are trying to link me, just might be in their presence and are trying to do these trade-offs where they can feel like they can trade me because I'm speaking in a trade language such as English. So I'm experiencing things where people are trying to literally come in between me, and I truly believe if one person just believed in me, whether it be my mother, father, sister, brother, lover, in that word lover, we have lover. And in that word, if you add a C, there's clover. 3 4 leaf clover. I'm 34. 3 4 leaf clover. The age that Cleopatra and Christ ascended. And I am connected with my ascension, and they're trying to use a pack against me to cap against me. There's a school called Kappa. I told you about that. Capricorn, Aries, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries. That's a performing arts school. And I had earlier made arrangements with the audio engineer to be picked up there. They used that energy against me. They it was originally in Homewood, where my mother is from, and now it's downtown. Years ago, it was found that a lot of people who was entering and auditioning for that school was getting rejected based on their ethnic, just being indigenous and aboriginal. They weren't getting accepted in. I was one of those people who weren't accepted in. um However, I don't let that surpass me. And me and my family, me and my siblings are artists. We make art, we make music, we dance, we paint, we sing, we design clothes. And they're really trying to divide me. Two of my father's brothers are incarcerated right now. And and I keep on receiving several threats from my siblings, okay, from my mother, while they move things around the house, wear things with people on it like Jason, June, August, September, October, November, Jason, Friday the 13th. My father was born on the 13th. I'm connected to all these holidays because they're trying to con me like a Congo. They're trying to connect me, but they're not going to take my head off. And, you know, it seems like people think, that I have to choose between the driver's side or the passenger side. The driver is connected to the river, and the driver is connected to the Most High. And the passenger side is, this too shall pass, is connected to the Most High. And, whether it's left or right, they're both connected. But if they want to do these June spells on me at the subway, at the junction, where they're trying to junk me, June me, you know what I'm saying? My mother's name is June Ellis, and do all these things. She was born in February. That backwards is beef. The supposedly flower is violets, but her name is June, which connects to roses. And I understand that there's a lot of Rosicrucians that have came against me, that act like they're for me in the spirit, that act like they're from the Most High, but really what they're doing the whole time is coming against me. And they think that, that I'm supposed to just walk everywhere. I'm not acknowledging, I have people with the last name Walkers in my family, and some people and lineages in my family have betrayed me. A lot of people have betrayed me, and what they're trying to do is use my conversations with the people that I trust to go against me so they can say things and do things while I trust them and love them, because the word trust has T in it, and they're trying to cross me. They've been crossing me at intersections. I just left a whole bunch of streets. They thought they was going to knock me in Knoxville. Okay, that's where I originally went to go to the studio, but it actually went the opposite of the city where I was out on the south side, Saturn. The studio moved to the north side, Neptune. Okay, so I got picked up by an audio producer that I've known since I was 9 years old. And, you know, I am 34, which adds up to 7. We know the ninth month is September, but we know Set means 7. So there's a lot of things to deal with that. My loved ones that I truly believe do not betray me, even though they do things for the gang and have done things for the gang. They're both 7s, they're both Aquarius. However, I need them to not get distracted by people, because I feel like, are holding on to my brother. I feel like he's my brother, who's a 7, a God Aquarius, is holding on to my father's inner child, where my sister is holding on to my mother's inner child. And they both have the same sign and the same numerology, which relates to my first and last love. They who are connected to the number 7. Like I said, whether it's for numerology, whether it's different things that connect, that is the God number, that is the Most High. Perpetrators and mirrors try to use it on the jersey number, like they said that they had been using 7, connected to that energy. And just being in the studio, I realized, okay, be in garage, big, or fly in garage, fig. So spirits connect with me. On my way back, to this garden, I seen a deer grazing, and there was that's DG. There was a door in the garage open. So, I'm not going to say I want life to be fair, and it's not fair that I'm not able to record, because I know that I'm using these technology devices that are all around me, that are trying to come against me. Every studio, every electronic thing in that room literally had God's name in it all around, and they're trying to use those weak pins to form against me. They keep on threatening me that something's going to happen in August. Like I said, the Most High is connected to all, which is the color gold, autumn raw, August. Like I said, if it wasn't for August Wilson having my great grandmother and my grandfather be in their place, they would have never met and had my father, who met my mother and had me. So who eventually met, who's a playwright, August Wilson, and a playwright. And my father ended up meeting Andy Warhol, who is from the same neighborhood as me. He's a painter. And I there was a blockage. There was a lot of traffic, traveling, treason, um, different things like that, traveling, raveling, and different things like that, tracking, train tracks. That there was a lot of traffic on the Andy Warhol Bridge. There was traffic on the Robert Clemente Bridge. Robert Clemente was born the month that Aaliyah passed away, and Aaliyah was born and Aaliyah passed away the month that Robert Clemente was born. So there's a lot of that energy that is in my astrology that I'm able to identify. They both went to the Caribbean to do things in the Caribbean. We have the word car. They celebrate carnival. So I see a lot of people trying to do spells with clothing racks and trying to rack me and different things. And I feel like, yeah, even though I'm on a device and I'm singing the word you, when I'm being direct and using my index, which is Jupiter, and I'm saying things like I, and those things are in my siblings' names that start with a Y, that start with a U. They're trying to use that against me. Both for their numerologies is the number 9, like the Most High in the flesh, and 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 Mother energy, and I just was on a mic that said 999. I'm looking at all the equipment in the room, and it has something to do with my experience. And I realized that no matter what I wrote, whether it's a short story, a book, a novel, or a song, they're going to use these words in this English against me to cast spells they already have before I was born, making whole neighborhoods, making whole towns, communities, downtown, T owned, D owned, different things like that. D is the fourth letter, so it's like found. Sitting on my way to the studio, I realized that all the buildings, certain things was being blocked just to cast a spell on me, so I could see a number 5, so they could put a 5 linking spell on me. Penny spell on me. Company, co-pony, calm pony, mock pony. Okay, they're trying to mock the centaur, which is the pony, which is the horse, like I've explained earlier, that free horse spirit, that energy, that sage energy. They're trying to block it. We're dealing with a lot of Chiron energy. Chiron, that deals with my father, my paternal energy. It has it in their name, whether it's Chi, whether it's Ron, which is called Chiron, or even a Heron, a Heris. That's energy what I'm dealing with at the Heron station. That's connected to the neighborhood that me and the Most High is from. They just had somebody blocking the busway where the cops was caught. A lot of people was threatening them moving back and forth, and I did something that could have went against me just by reacting to somebody bumping me, already being irritated with their energy as they was walking up after just cursing someone out. I reacted and said, watch it. And remember what I said about time. They're always having these watch spells, that WAT, watch. And I'm from a neighborhood. I'm from where Watson is the alley. Where I'm from, an alley backwards is yellow, and they think that they're going to get the yellow from me. A lot of these famous celebrities have written songs, whether they got possessed or whether it was a songwriter to relate to me. You know, some of the tones in my song that I are writing about relates to the song Only Girl in the World, Only Girl OG, okay? Go, like the Virgo. That's going to be here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. Only Girl, the OG, the orange green, that's me, the go. And they're trying to use, her real name, RN, like registered nurse, against me because I said her real name, and her name's Robin. And and in the con artist song, I talk about me being robbed, and her name has Hannah in it. My brother's name is Johanna. My lover has machinery that deals with the word Hannah. There's real estate that's called Hannah and Howard, and I have an uncle named Howard, and I'm connected to that. And they got these like spells where they're trying to split Christians and Muslims through Abraham and do all these abracadabra spells and things like that. I was just with the audio producer named Ibrahim, and we have the same sign. We're both Pisces. It's a Gemini sun and a Gemini moon. My parents and my sister or Geminis, whether it's the rising or the moon. I have it doubling in my sextile, and because of the lot of energy that I spoke about and the people that are around, um it resulted in certain things in my astrology that made the world, that made the space that we're living, that's connected in. And it seems like for some reason, they're always trying to undo me. This is the year 2026. It connects to the Most High. Like I told you, my grandmother and my lover was born on the 26th, and that has energy. My children of God were born on that day as well, whether it's 4 or 8, 26. So they're really trying to use this year against me because I'm 34. Um, I like I said, feeling like I can't talk to people because I don't have one person in this world. I truly believe there's not one person in this world that will just not text me something that they have been told, or put a certain evil material around, or backstab me, or say something, or comment. If my loved ones didn't do that, I truly believe, because I realize it's just all in my head. It's my belief. It's my love. It's my heart that they're trying to go against me. It's the people that I love that turn this world into what it is, and they're always trying to betray me and try to use other people to distract us from each other, whether it's me opting out, whether it's me being distracted and cheating, or them being distracted on cheating. They use cheetah energy to say see heat, cheat, cha, ch, like cha eat, Christ, Shaka Zulu. The Zulus were cheetah print and everything like that. So there's a spell with that. And we know Disney had the Cheetah Girls and everything like that. And their song is similar to the song that I sung. And just speaking about a con artist, I said one of my lyrics, my hollow heart, my hollow heart. Now they're trying to do Halloween spells on me. They're using, like I said, teething rings. They have a weaning spell on me, where they're trying to do witchcraft on me, because in this lifetime I talked about my Harlow heart. I was relating to the pain that I utilize. And even though I sound like I'm pointing the finger at English, I really can't point at the finger at English, because if I'm writing in it and I'm speaking in it, I had a part in it. Whether it was my shadow side, or whether it was any side of me, light side, shadow side, European, African, uh melanated, you know, melanin recessive, the that all it all relates to people. And you gotta, and I have to be careful when I use the word all. And so, some people be coming out with different songs. People say, oh, you snitch, you get stitches. And a lot of people have been working for the gang, and they use this one person in particular to cut me with razors. My loved one betrayed me, invited them in her home after I said, don't have these people in her name, whether they have the same Al, that was in one of their names. Their nickname has Moo in it, and they want to have names that like are similar to Christ. I told my loved one not to invite them in, and they did, and it was all to betray me, to find out where I live, to let her try. So, they came outside once I kicked them out the house. My lover betrayed me and went with them. Later on, I find the girl across the street crying, getting drunk, and I'm giving her water. And because I'm giving her love, she got a handler, a Masonic handler with her. Some wannabe nigga. He ain't a real nigga, okay? Okay? Because a real man wouldn't do that. I gave her water. They used my love against her. They had her go to jail and gain weight. I fought her like 5 times. That's my number. And it's 5 days away from Thursday. That's the energy that come with Jupiter. And you know they told her to cut me with a razor, all up on me. But I'm not afraid of these people. They're really afraid of me. I feel like I shouldn't return the energy that they have towards me. They're afraid of me because I know who I am. I'm not tripping about being who I am. I'm not tripping about believing, because I believed it all my life, and it manifested. So, you know, um, it's about choice. It's about choice. That's why the word choice is connected to chosen one, and to cha, and to that energy I was talking about. So, there's a lot of ill energy. They're using the color teal that resonates with my energy, that resonates with turquoise, which is December, which aquamarine, which is March. They're both 12. 12 is connected to 1, 2, 3, and they're using that energy against me. They wanted to wait until June, okay, where it's a two-face season, where it's angel and demon season, DNA, and a whole bunch of treacherous two-face things happen with my family members and fake friends and fake family members, to where they wanted to do all the gardening in June, when gardening starts in March. But what I realize is it's pretty two-faced for them to everybody to say, oh, let's garden Tom's tomatoes on March 14th, when that's the March of Owls, where they tried to betray my lover, whether it was getting us in the back or front. And so just me acknowledging romance and being in love with a man from Rome, they think that they could use romance against me in this lifetime. And I truly believe, I feel like, yeah, maybe it's just my belief that things can be better. Whether I'm walking all around, they have these summer walker spells. The summer time. They got the summertime song, that's jazz that a lot of people song, and they feel like, oh, I'm just supposed to be walking, around. Um, you know they built cemeteries, they built streets, they've named streets after me. I just came from the north side where I met my first love, and you know what I'm saying, and I realized that they named all the streets. My family is from the north side. My family's from the north side, my brother's family's from the north side, my lover's family from the north side, and they really tried to use the north against me, going towards Iroquois territory in New York City. They have NY, which is connected to the knee and the bones, and they want B1. And the B for me is connected to my heart, is connected to Venus. And I feel that, what I'm saying, because, they're trying to use a lot of people against me, to come against me and to combat my energy. However, I'm not afraid. I'm taking a stand. There's certain things that I realized that I was reluctant to do. Sing in studio, they want to connect it to my sis. Uh, you know, um, Talk about money, they want to connect it to the tambourine to Matt. They want to betray me with a lot of different things. Like I said, there was just people perpetrating who want to come to my farm and be dropped off by people that's supposed to be connected to my heart, since I was a child. And other people, they want to have them pull weeds and cut grass. But we know what that is. When they're cutting grass and they're pulling weeds, they're trying to infiltrate. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's really sad. They even plant, certain plants in here that they're trying to make it seem like something nice. And they just wanted me to water the honeysuckle. And they put the honeysuckle behind a house where families have betrayed mines, up the street. So they're like, okay, show plant. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do is talk to the appointed people that I have appointed all around, such as empresses, princes, princesses, kings, and queens. I know they're trying to use all these titles against me, but in my heart, I don't need those people betraying me and betraying their countries and coming against me. I need people to be fearless, even though, yes, we must fear the Lord, we must fear the Most High, but we know that resides in us. And we need to stand firm and realize, yes, we have the firmament that we're in. However, if we come together, then we can't be devised by these devices. I truly believe that my belief in love and heart that they're trying to use against me. I talked about in my song my heart being ripped out. So people are walking around, pirates are always walking around. They want to use Ariel in the Caribbean because I'm all set Cleopatra, which is connected to the sovereign creator, SC, like I said, dollar sign and cent sign, and they're trying to use the Pittsburgh Pirates, that's still the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's still against me, having colors still being painted around, having till cars be behind the garage. So just people having ace air conditioners on and different things like that to try to mock me, and different things like that. That's connected to Offset Cleopatra and different things like that. It's also connected to the Most High, the holy art creator is connected to that, the person that created this realm, and they're trying to use that energy against me. They're trying to use Allah against me. They're trying to use the Most High against me because I am the Most High, and they feel like because I admitted that they can try to admit me. And backwards, that's Tim. So it goes back to Timbuktu. It also goes back, like I said, to time, Emmett Till. I said, watch it. They got these it spells. They're trying to cross the T's, dot the I's, and do it. And we have T-era, the Thai era. And they think that they can be tyrants, and they think that they can bully the bull. And right now there's a lot of bull. There's labels, there's labs. That's why it's called ball, because it is a lab. Um, Somebody asked me years ago if I wanted to set somebody up for $200. My mom's supposedly borrowing some money on PayPal, which is Yacht Lab, okay? And to try to give me some money, but anytime, it can come against me. So they're trying to say, oh, government money. Yeah, I told you I was receiving SSI, which is basically trying to snake me. The IRS and Social Security building is right next to the Greyhound, is right next to a hotel, is right next to the busway, the Martin Luther King busway. They all planned it for me, not only in this city, but in others all around the world. I've traveled all over and I'm noticing it. And, people think that I'm just going to go away. People think that I'm not going to protect and serve my family. Like I said, they have tried to, they pointed a gun at me on Halloween years ago when my brother was being murdered on Halloween. Some of these people, Aaliyah was drugged on a plane. There was incidences where um, Bobby Hemmett said that she didn't die right away, that they were doing things. Left out, went to Honduras to meet Dr. Sabi. Nipsey Hussle talks about that. He's not around. So they're really trying to stop the people who are actually speaking up and fighting and saying, "Oh, well, you're a star. You can't be a rat because you're using money. They're trying to accuse us of trying to be in this world and of it, when we know that meek shall inherit the earth." Somebody, my lover told me to keep it moving, but you can't stop the Kim in me, because I am the Kemet and I have the mic in me, which is MIC. So you don't need to tell me what these people tell you, because it's only going against me. It's going against we. So if I gotta go, and they're always trying to put, there's 4 bars, 4 clovers, 4 leaf clovers. They're always trying to put me, blue and red, in a box. And that shouldn't be the only way that I can lift up my voice. But I am here. I am, people want to ask me how I'm doing. A lot of people are just walking up to me and trying to talk to me. They're wearing certain clothes. They're trying to mock where my brother's from, and where my lover's from, and they continue just to threaten. So they're making it seem like they're going to take my father out into, and a year from now, when I'm 35, where my Jupiter goes direct. It hasn't been direct in 35 years. That's the age that we're dealing with right now as far as love frequency. They're threatening to take family members out in August, which is all. They continue to do these threats. I'm able to use acronyms, which is connected to Akron, which is East and Eden in the Holy Bible. In Genesis, it talks about that. My father named my sister Genesis. And when I went over there, there was a lot of betraying going on, whether it was people trying to bathe me, tell me stories, or whether it was a painting that was being done, of us being mermaids. And now they have the Little Mermaid movie out. And Chloe is a book that I wrote about how, it's the second book I wrote. I wrote a book called Chloe Rose, and it talks about a relationship that I have with. It's a continuation of the book that I wrote, A Dreamcatcher Story, and I have a Dreamcatcher on me, and it's a book that I wrote about my love life, and they're trying to use that information against me, the energy against me. Chloe and Holly are the people who are signed to Beyonce. The song Card Artist was written on her birthday in 2011. They're trying to use that information, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to convey people not to be afraid of these people. Yes, yes, I can't complain that the Most High has been hated on in the spirit and in the flesh for eons, and they're trying to use those eons to lock me like lotion, lock ion. They're trying to use the oil against me. I'm going to be talking about the Essenes tribes, which I was named after. The Essene tribes who raised Christ, whether people want to look at it as a man, it's an allegory. It's just not an allegory. It's real. It's real. And they didn't use lotion or oils. They didn't use wine. However, we can't, do things so strictly. We need oil in our body. We need it for our secretion. Wine, yes, it's made from grapes, and they have an ape and a rape spell in it. However, people like Mary Magdalene, they got these M&M spells on me. Remember, I told you about the people eating M&Ms and everything like that. My sister's initials is M&Ms. Um, they rebelled sometimes, and they drunk wine, and they used olives and different things like that. So I told y'all, just me wanting to have an olive green dress, in this lifetime they use that color against me, whether it's in a movie like The Color Purple in Olivia. So I wanted to talk about these things. They got street lights on that's connected to Silver Lining. It's connected to Last Song and different things like that. They think they're going to rock the boat. A T can be changed into an A. That's or a B bar. And they wrote that song for Aaliyah, and the people that was around her was involved in setting her up. It's always the people that are around you that you trust, that you think you love. They had her on top of a car, dancing like one in a million. I'm listening to an African song. They got her on top of the car because they want to make it seem like a person is getting out. So we got to be mindful of what these people are doing, what their intentions are, and how they are acting with us, because it seems like no matter where I go or no matter where I live, it is a contradiction to the things that I'm trying to do. It's trying to come up against me, it's trying to oppose me, and it's trying to mock me. So, I am the municipal. I am the Mu, I am the Mon of the Mon Valley, and they're trying to use my commute against me. They're trying to use my communication against me, because in the word communication we have cat ion, and like I said, I am the lioness that's connected to Ra, Hathor, Sekhmet, and Beset, and they're trying to use all my energy against me. I'm not having that. They feel threatened to their point. They have to have multiple cop cars come against me, making it seem like, oh, if I live my life and express my happy or sad songs, they're going to come against me, even if I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Even, if I'm on an intersection, they have strongholds, but they're not going to hold me, and they're not going to keep me silent. I'm going to create art. They want to use people against me with their certain names that are connected to certain streets and everything like that, where they have cemeteries and things like that. And I realized that just defying gravity, the word defy has definite and then it has Y. And gravity is connected to gravel in the ground. That's connected to DG. That's connected to door garage. That's connected to deer grazing. That's connected to don't go. And there's someone with initials DG that I was in a relationship with in placement that keep on mailing stuff to my mom's house. So if you see people mailing stuff to your house and they don't have your name on it, they're trying to make a claim. You think that you chose the car and you chose the home, but really it was all trying to come against the chosen ones. And that's who I'm really trying to talk to. And I don't mind. um they're trying. I do have a mind. And yes, I know that some people who are insecure are trying to take the cure, that is in, and they're trying to make me go without, but I'm always going to go within. And I want to reach the audiences that really need to hear this. I want people to stay encouraged. I want you to stay encouraged when it comes to being the best that you can be in life, to not be bitter, to be better, even though they're trying to bite us and they're trying to bet on us. We can do better when we come together, but we're not going to come to get her, because her is the Most High and her is me. And that's not what's going to happen. This is the evil of life. I'm connecting with the Most High, and I'm not giving up. I am here to dance, to fight, to love, and evolve. And they're not going to use my energy, whether I'm going upstream or whether I'm going down on a streak or on a strike. They're not going to try to take the black from me, and they're not going to try to device me and get me off track. That's what I have to say, Essence.